Hello, I'm Bill Stevenson, the news director for iFiber One News. We invited 60 candidates from 30 Grant County elections to join us and talk about the issues. Today's episode is about the commissioner for the Port of Quincy election race. Today we have Brian Kuest with us. His opponent, Jeremy McCreary, decided not to respond. So today we're going to ask him questions on the issues and see where he stands. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Can you start off with telling us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to run for office?
Well, I've been a port commissioner since 1998. This is the first time I've really had to run with an opponent. So I've been doing this for 16, 17 years. And, we've gotten a lot accomplished in that time. The port's mission is economic development and tourism, and I think when you look at the last 10 years, the growth in Quincy, I think as commissioners, I can't take all the credit. That as a team of three, we've done a pretty good job of bringing new growth to the community and hopefully benefiting the community as a whole.
All right, well, thank you. The first question we have to ask is, what sort of experiences do you have that you bring to the position of commissioner?
Well, I guess first and foremost, I've been in banking and finance for 40 years, and certainly every day's an education and a new experience. But as far as the port goes, blending some of my professional career with the opportunities at the port, in terms of dealing with the state auditor, bringing new business, negotiating contracts, working with bond counsel, working with revenue bonds, the lenders that we work with as a port, the budget cycle, and then certainly the community as a whole in terms of making sure that as commissioners we're representing the community well and looking out for the best interests of the taxpayers.
Okay. If you win this election, what would you say is the most important thing to improve at the Port of Quincy?
Well, certainly, that's a tough question because we've had such growth in the last 10 years. I guess there's always room for improvement, and I think part of that improvement stems on the finances available to the port. We've been fortunate with the data centers that have come in, Amway, but I think if we were to improve, it would be trying to diversify into some other businesses, that blend in with the ag community. Certainly, we'll take what's in front of us, and we're open to discuss new opportunities with whatever business exists. But I think if we had to improve, I think we'd like to see a little more diversification in our district.
Okay. An important issue to us as a news service is open government. Can you describe how you feel about the role of open government with the port?
Well, I'd like to think we are pretty open. Certainly, we meet twice a month. Unfortunately, for whatever the reason, we have very few guests that appear. Even when we have something special, a public hearing or whatnot, based on a certain project where we want public input, I think that's been somewhat limited from the community standpoint, which can be both good or bad. We're either doing a very good job or maybe they don't have any interest. But as far as the openness of the port and my other two commissioners, I think we're very open. I don't think there's anything secretive of what's going on with the port. Sometimes there's people, because we've all been in the positions we have for such a long period of time, that may consider it a good old boys club, but at the end of the day, our role is economic development, and that's what our focus on, and we try to do the best with the resources that we have and the opportunities that are available.
Great. How do you look forward to promoting growth if you're elected?
Well, fortunately, the growth has kind of found us the last few years. We have a lobbyist on board that helps us market, certainly helps us over in Olympia, does a lot of research for us on business that may be compatible to our community. But I think as a whole, the word is out as far as Quincy is concerned in terms of wanting to attract new business, the economic opportunities that we think are available for the community, and from that standpoint, we get a lot of leads from the Grant County EDC, the Department of Commerce, that we follow up on. So I think we stay pretty focused on the opportunities in front of us and trying to obtain new business. I'm sure there's instances where we're not going to take every business or be able to accommodate every business that comes our direction, either because it doesn't fit the structure of the community, or as a port we're just not capable of promoting that, whether it's financially, whether it's with land, whatever needs they may have. But I think by and large, we've done a pretty good job of marketing the community, and certainly every lead that we can find or that is directed our way, we give it an effort to see if there's something viable there.
Okay. When you talk about companies, what type of companies would you like to see recruited for the port?
Well, we've been, very fortunate to have, 6 data centers in our market area. We have Amway, but I think we've still got some port properties available that, if we could do something related to foods, manufacturing, agriculture, be able to blend those in some fashion, I think we would like to find an avenue to attract that type of business.
Okay. Can you tell us where you'd like to see the cold train service go?
Well, certainly we'd like to see it get started back up, and it's by no means a dead issue. Obviously, I think we're all aware there's some issues with the BN, but as far as the shippers and the users that were using the cold train service, those folks are still there, and I think the state and our legislative delegation are trying to facilitate as best they can to get the BN back to the table and see if we can't jumpstart that service. We'd very much like to see that up and running, as would I think a lot of the shippers in Central Washington.